about the Royal Caribbean Seaplex.
The Seaplex, the best thing on what we think is probably one of the best things, particularly on Royal Caribbean ships that visit Australia, the Quantum class ships. This thing's magnificent. We
keep referencing it to a PCYC. So, your youth clubs, it is the size of one of those.
Yeah, it's a huge community centre at sea that keeps the whole family active.
Yeah,
really.
Pretty much.
There's always activities there for all ages.
Hey, Matt. Do you know what the one bit of advice is that I always give new cruisers? Okay. They should seize the day.
Okay, so we've started unpacking the first bag. We were waiting for the second one, just chilling out in the room for a little while, and got a phone call. And because we were starting to wonder where our second bag was, got a phone call. Apparently, we have a forbidden item that's been detected in our bag.
But that is the 8th night on this cruise, and we are here to have some fun on Quantum of the Seas with bumper cars. Check this out. How cool is this? You get to do bumper cars while you're at sea.
Alright, let's have a look at the bathroom. I like the royal bathrooms.
I love the royal bathrooms.
Why do you love the royal bathrooms?
Because you don't have shower curtains.
Matt is not a fan of the shower curtains.
Okay, so that's step 4 on how to get to your food on your first day, and 5 steps for first-time cruisers.
That's a lot of mouthful.
That is a lot of mouthful. So now we're heading off to the lifts at the rear of the ship, because that's where you want to get to Windjammer. That's the best way to get your food quick and easy on day 1 for first-time cruisers. So rear of the ship we go. We are up on the Lido deck. It is the New Year's Eve party about to kick off. It's going to be a cracker night.
Hey, Deb.
Hey, Matt.
What did one ocean say to the other?
What?
Nothing. They just waved.
So high I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through.
I've got to hit record. Deb's telling me to hit record. Hello, hello.
Good evening.
We're back. It's another week. It's a windy week.
Oh my gosh. It is so windy out there. It's not funny. I mean, we've got nothing compared to our New South Wales friends.
Yes, indeed. But it is getting windy up here. Before we get into chatting about that, having a general chat about all things cruise and travel, let's have a look here at who is in the live chat with us tonight. We've got Wendy. G'day, Wendy.
Hey, Wendy. Good to see you.
I actually just replied to a comment on one of the videos from you. So, yes, looking forward to getting to actually meet you on the cruise in October. That will be fun.
It's always great when we finally get to meet you guys, especially these ones who are always very active with us.
Yes.
It's so good to put a face
It is
to
indeed.
the name.
Got Dasa here as well.
Hey.
We've got Rob and Ali
Hey,
on
guys.
board as well tonight. Hello. And we've got something that we're going to tease tonight, something that we've been kicking around in the background. It's going to be a bit of fun, and you guys will get to be involved in that. So we'll get your feedback. We've got Pete from the Cruise Craze fam
Pete.
here. G'day, Pete. I haven't seen Amy pop up yet, so maybe
She's
Pete's
dissing us.
Yeah, she's probably at the gym. Maybe it's her turn to be at the gym
Probably.
tonight. We've got Desley's here as well. Hello, Desley, and Linda is on board.
Yeah, you
from
made
Mackay.
it. That's great.
Good to see you on board tonight. Joe's here. G'day, Joe. Yes, we know you will be with us for a little while, and then obviously heading over to the Ducks channel, to Down Under Cruises, for their live stream, which kicks off at 8 o'clock.
And I think they've got a special guest tonight too.
Oh, do they?
I think I saw that, yes.
So we do need to get our diaries in order, though, because we do need to get Sean on board. I just realised I've lost my cord.
Random.
Okay.
Moving
who
on.
else have we got? We got Mark. G'day, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Kaz is here as well.
Evening.
Yeah. And speaking of the hoodies, they've noticed.
We did it last week too.
We did. No, I had a different hoodie.
No. Did you not put
Yeah,
yours on?
I had the royal. The royal.
No.
hoodie.
Last week we both had them.
No, you had yours, and I had the royal hoodie. I'm pretty sure.
Mm.
I'll go back and check.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure Rowan commented on that last week, so we were the opposite of the week before.
No, that was the one before that.
Okay. Rowan's here as well. G'day, Rowan and Noni. Good to see you. Rhonda's here.
Hey, Rhonda.
Ron's here.
Hey, Ron.
Tony's made it in with Karen as well.
Yay,
Awesome.
good to see you guys.
And
Hey,
I think
Joe.
did I just Tony and Karen? I think they've got playing some Alaska cruises coming up. I think. So
Yeah, they are.
keen to see the photos from that.
Mm-hmm.
Joanne's here, and we've got Joanna as well. Joanna, we will be on
31st of October.
Yeah, the first Australian cruise for Anthem when she arrives. So it's a three-nighter, a weekend cruise. So going down to Eden. Hello to our
Hey, Chris
other
and
good friends,
Janelle.
Chris and Janelle from the BG Travellers. Good to see you on board. Wendy says, done 14 cruises, and I'll be on Carnival Splendid tomorrow going up to Morton Island. Well, it's going to be a windy cruise, that one. Good luck.
Yeah. Have fun.
Make sure you've got your quells. Joe's saying hi to Pete. What have we else? Who else have we got? We've got 360 William Pest here.
You guys, I love you. Every time.
Look, just, they are always sending.
I always get this wrong.
Get the little finger heart thing. Yeah, always sending you.
My children, my older children, adult children, are like, oh my God, Mum, are you serious? You're not doing that right. But thank you. Anyway, I don't know. Whatever.
Cruising with Frankie is here.
Hey, Fran.
And then we've also got the Cruising Tea Late. Wow, there's a lot of people here tonight. Where are we going?
Yes.
Where, what? This one?
Go back.
Where?
Yeah.
This one?
Yes, I did. Thank you, Joe. It had literally been, I think, 7 months since I had my head.
See, this
Just
is
purely time. So yes, I did get it done.
Deb is a natural redhead.
Yes.
And but she just
I do like just to get this vibrant.
Get the vibrant childhood.
And I also have a white
redness.
streak out the side of my head, so it's got to get covered up.
That's not for me. That's from the kids.
So anyway, thank you so much, Joe. Yes, that's lovely.
Cruisy Tea Ladies. So we've got Jenny and Sharon here with us as well. And all right. And Rhonda D has friends on Splendor at the moment. Very rocking. Yes, have certainly seen a few of the videos on Facebook and Instagram and things like, wow, yeah, there's definitely some wins out there at the moment. So crazy.
See, I would enjoy that.
You would.
I love the rocking.
You love a rocking cruise. So,
so when we're on the cyclone one, I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. Mind you, you came around.
I did.
And you were like, oh, this is actually kind of cool.
It is.
So sorry to those who don't like it, but and I get seasick, so I do just take my tablets and I'm good.
Take your one tablet a night. Yeah, that's it. Patrick says loves the red. It suits you, Deb. Yeah, it's just a more vibrant red, isn't it? It's more like that youthful red that you had when you were a kid, really.
Although I think I was, not. I don't think I was ever this vibrant, but
I've seen the photos. You were that vibrant.
Okay.
We've got Gilbert with Glenn Jr. coming to us all the way from Knoxville, Tennessee.
Hey,
We'd
guys.
love to get over to Tennessee one day. And
that would be cool.
Do that sort of the US, those parts. So that would be amazing.
Yeah, what time is it there at the moment?
Yeah, it must be pretty late, pretty early over there. Dasa asks a question. He's been looking at doing the Star Dream cruises just to get on board Pacific Explorer one more time now that it's Star Voyager. Have we ever done any of the other big cruise brands? No. But we are actually toying with the idea of getting on the Star Voyager, former Pacific Explorer, possibly next year. We know that the Singapore cruise series we did was very popular, and we put the question out there, do you want to see us, where would you like to see us do more cruise videos from? And the most popular choice was more Asian cruises. So we are looking at how we can get more Asian cruises into our itinerary and cruising out of Singapore so that we can give you more advice, because the cruise industry in Singapore is really starting to bed in. There's more princess ships that have been announced for porting up there. Obviously, Royal have got a presence up there. Disney goes in and is locked in for 5 years starting in December this year. So there's going to be a lot of choices coming out of Singapore. And, it's an 8-hour flight. So from Brisbane, not even
that bad at all.
Closer to 7. So from the east coast of Australia, it's not too bad to be able to jump on a plane, and it's Singapore, so well serviced with flights at all different times of the day.
And that cruise terminal was fantastic. We have done a video on our embarkation day.
Yeah.
That cruise terminal was fantastic.
So efficient.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes. All right.
All right,
my gosh.
so
I know with so many comments here that we're trying to sort of get through as many. That is so exciting, Fran. I'm so excited for you that you're coming up to your first cruise.
Yeah.
And thank you.
Yeah. So, that'll be fun for you. Hopefully this wind settles down before then, Frankie. So, and then we've got a Singapore cruise in February as well. Oh, what ship are you going on? Let us know in the comments because we'd love to know that. Obviously, Royal will be back up there.
I'm actually really intrigued by this.
Listening to the local radio station?
Yes. No. Ooh. I've been listening to your local radio station.
Oh, 107.7. I don't know that one.
No. So Gilbert and Glenn are the ones from Tennessee.
Yeah.
So I'm actually intrigued at
how Joe's doing that.
Well, no, just that they've got a radio station.
Oh.
I'm interested.
I have to jump on and stream it somewhere.
Have a look.
Sorry, Dasa says they were thinking of doing a Singapore-Japan cruise on Explorer just to see what a smaller cruise brand is like and for the cultural differences. Love the idea of that, Dasa. be aware the sort of Star Cruise Line is very much, and a lot of the Asian-based cruise lines are very much orientated probably more towards the gambling, and you also get sort of tour groups that go on them. So as individuals, that it's a very different experience. We found that when cruising out of there, out of Singapore, for example, you get a lot of mainland Chinese tour groups, large tour groups coming from Japan. They come down, they get on board, they all cluster together, tour together, do their activities together. So you kind of get these large swarms, I guess, of people moving in sequence around the ship. So
and it was very interesting talking to the staff on that cruise in particular, because the bars were empty. Like there was no one in the bars, and they're all like, "Yeah, it's not like the Aussies."
The only time the bars actually really filled up was if there was karaoke on, and aside from that, it was very much about they're very casino orientated, and they've done a lot of work expanding the casino, from what I understand, on the former Explorer, now Star, to cater for that and that increase in gambling and things. Because there's a lot of restrictions in Asia on casinos and who can visit. So Singaporean residents, there's a lot of restrictions around them entering the casino. So
they're not allowed to.
Yeah, well, they're not allowed. So they have to, if they want to do it, go somewhere else or go on a cruise ship.
100%.
All righty.
All right. So do we want to get into talking about maybe our first topic for the night?
What are we going to talk about as our first topic of the night?
Oh my gosh. Firstly, shout out to anyone in New South Wales dealing with the weather. Our hearts go out to you. Hope you're all safe and well. That's probably my biggest thing, first of all, is just making sure that everyone is nice and safe. I know that there's lots going on down there at the moment.
It is pretty crazy. I was actually looking. We actually had a peek. Let me just pull that up again. Our own little weather station that we have here at home. And in like today, we hit winds. We got a wind gust of 38.5 k's. So not the biggest, but that's actually slightly bigger. That's actually slightly bigger than what we got during
Cyclone.
during
Alfred.
So, but again, winds approaching from a different direction. So,
okay, but just heart out to everyone. Hope you're all safe.
Yeah. Yep, so definitely. And what do we want to chat about next?
All right, so I think there's been the conversation over many weeks about merchandise. We have been asked multiple times on cruises, like whether it's our lanyards, whether we've got a shirt on. People are like, oh, have you got some merch that we can buy? And we don't at the moment. But we are just literally having a bit of a look at it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm obviously, we've got, no, I'm going this way. We've got these hoodies at the moment. So they've got, it's like a bit of a.
What the heck is going on there?
I don't even know. So we've got these, we've got lanyards, we've got shirts, things like that. But we're just really intrigued before we maybe embark on merchandise. What are people interested in? What would they actually want? Would you seriously want to be walking around with a Devon Matt Chat hoodie? Would you want a lanyard? Would you want a T-shirt? Would you want a cap? Just really keen to hear before we, really go into this. If what would people actually want?
Well, I know Rowan, who's in the chat tonight, was keen. He
wants one of these.
He wants a hoodie. But we've actually also been toying with. We've actually got a couple of little secret projects we're working on. Some merch design stuff is some of it. So what I'm going to do, let me just pull up a screen here, Deb. Let's share some stuff with some people.
Okay.
Let's do this. Let me just find my little PowerPoint. So hang on. Oh, I broke it. Hang on.
Again?
Break it again. I need to just kick you out of there for a sec. Move over, Deb.
Used to it.
Let's pull this up and go to this screen. No. Wrong screen. Oh,
You're the tech guy. I got no idea about this stuff.
no.
If you weren't here, I'm just giving you a bit of a leeway here because generally he's a lot better at this, but I would be doing none of this.
No, you
Nope. I wouldn't even know how to turn this on.
wouldn't. I broke it.
Okay.
Here we
All right.
go.
So you play with that.
Let's
Oh,
do this.
there we go.
So I'll make it bigger just for a moment. So we've been actually working on some concepts for some shirts. This is one of the so I'm just going to take it. These are really early concepts of some shirt designs we're coming up with, and I will just move over. Whoops, can't show you that yet. Whoops. So a couple of here's a larger sort of version. You can see there's the never stop making memories, very cruise orientated. I don't know why that keeps flicking. My apologies. So that'd be like a front and a back. Similar thing, making memories one cruise at a time. And then this is still working on this one. It's a bit messy. But whoops. Sorry. It's a bit messy, this one, but kind of getting that more generic, not just cruising, but cruise and travel, which is more about what we're at. So anyway, very keen to hear what you think of that. We've also got the lanyards.
Let's go through some of the answers that we've got here.
So what have we got here? Let's see. BG Travelers, stubby holders.
Of course.
Yep.
The beer goggle travelers.
Yep.
Of course you want a stubby holder. Makes sense.
I'll cheers to that, and we'll add stubby coolers to the list as a thought. Yes, Joe, it would, and if people are willing to do it, we can make it happen.
It was actually really, really sweet. We it was Mike and Darlene. I don't think I've seen them in tonight's chat, but they had asked us whether we had any extra lanyards a few cruises ago. So we gave the ones that we had, and then we met up with them like a month or so later, and they happened to be on a cruise, and they were wearing their lanyards. It was very cool.
Yeah, it was. It was lovely to see. Joe's up for lanyards.
Yeah, cool.
Nate and V, hoodies and beanies. Oh, okay. I hadn't really thought about beanies, but yeah.
No, only because we live in Queensland, and it doesn't. I mean, we're sitting here rugged up right now, but
mind you,
on a cruise ship.
Yeah. No, cool. So hoodies and beanies. We've got hats and shirts.
Yeah, cool.
Lanyards, but maybe some generic cruise ones. Yeah, Dazza, that is one thing. Not everyone necessarily wants it this big and bold, and so we would still look to probably have some branding, but we would keep it minimal, I think, for a lot of it.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, Frankie, we will have a chat.
Let's do that.
Chat offline about that. It's a good idea. BG Travel say it's very cool. Joe asked, do you have a scroll wheel on your mouse? If so, don't roll it. It keeps changing the image. Yeah, sorry about that. The map is missing Tasmania. That's it is.
Oh, it is.
Yes. All right. I'll have to.
Good pickup.
Thank you. I mean, as I said, these are some very early concepts we've just been playing with at the moment. And New Zealand is missing too.
There's probably a bunch missing. I don't think I've paid that much attention.
When I was doing it, I just kind of grabbed an image. I didn't look too close at it. So I will find a better map if we do one like that, I promise. Rhonda says T-shirts.
Yeah, cool.
Trevor says, g'day from Kelso, New South Wales. Welcome on board tonight.
Hey.
I agree with Rhonda. T-shirts a great idea. All year wear, definitely.
Very true.
Lanyard and hoodie for Wendy. And Noni is just like all in. T-shirts, hoodies, lanyards. Got it.
Plus size.
Plus size T-shirts, definitely.
All about that.
Look who
Whatever.
Look who turned up. Hey, moving on.
Yeah, moving on. Hey, Amy.
Rob says he owns a beanie and has the Brisbane Lions on the
We'll
front.
send you a beanie, Rob.
We'll send you a beanie, Rob. Yeah, we'll send you a Devon Matt chat one.
Oh, cool.
Oh, Joe, good to know. Send us some details. We'll have a chat.
Oh, I like
Where are we going?
I like Noni beach bag there. That's not a bad idea either.
We have. Is it easily accessible?
No idea.
No,
it's not a beach bag.
No, it's a tote
bag.
Tote bag.
So we have tote bags.
We have done
had
a tote. We had a tote bag made up as a sample a while back for us. So that was really cool. Yeah. So Rowan says, point of order, all Victorians should buy a hoodie. We need it. Yep. Okay. Thank you, Rowan. You have are appointing yourself as the official merch man for us down in Victoria. Wide brim hat. That's a good idea. I like the idea of that. And yeah, Joe, totally agree. They are only preliminary, but do appreciate the feedback too. It's good.
That we hadn't picked up that sort of stuff. So we actually do appreciate. This is just us, on our sounding board.
Yeah, sounding it out with you guys at the moment. Linda's up for, so it just depends on where you live. So, yeah, good to know. All right. Look, so we will continue to develop this. We'll let you know, and we will I might try and sort of concentrate on some of the colder gear designs first, because it seems that people...
but we're going to be out of that soon.
We'll get it. I'll see how quick
Queensland,
we go.
though, so, we only get cold for 4 weeks a year?
Luggage tags is another idea. I have an idea on that.
We're also looking, and this is just for us, maybe no one else wants to actually do it, but we're looking for the actual suitcase cover wraps things. So
yeah, we're looking at
that's
some
something
of those
we're looking at. I don't think anyone would actually want to put that on their luggage.
Cool. All right. So there you go. That is some merch that might be coming coming
Thanks
out in the next little, and we really appreciate your feedback on that. I want to get to this question. Volrathi, sorry. Booked a cruise yesterday, going on Discovery Princess in March. Do we have any bookings coming up on her? No, nothing booked yet.
But we've been looking.
Discovery Princess is actually on our planning board at the moment. We're still shuffling things around for next year.
Yeah.
But it's definitely one that we do want to try and get on if we can. And there is, I think, some dates in January and some dates in March that we're potentially looking at for that.
So we've actually only just this week started, or we booked our first.
We booked our first 2026 or second.
Second. 2026, 27. No, we've already got 3. Sorry.
No, what?
We've got January as well.
New Year's Eve cruises.
No. We've got the Australia Day.
Yeah.
I'm talking about 26.
Yeah. So we've got Australia Day and we've got New Year's, and that's it. It's 2.
And then we've got the 27. Which
but we've only booked 2026.
Yeah. But anyway, we've
two booked in 2026, darling.
We have so many ideas, and if you saw our board, there's so many things that we're trying to toss up on what to do.
Yeah, there is. If you go back and look through our channel, we actually did a video on how we kind of plan our cruising, and there's a video that shows we basically took up both sides of a hallway in our house and have these big A3 sheets, one for each month of the year, and we kind of work it out. It's about 2.5 years worth of calendar to do our planning for holidays. But
we do it for our family as well, so they can just literally come up into the hallway and then have a look at where we are, what we're doing,
Yep. Noni says that she thought of suitcase covers as we mentioned it. Amy asks
dear.
an important question. Who saw Deb's dance moves?
Yeah, I saw them. Well, yeah, I saw some of them.
Yeah.
Matt has the footage of the actual dance off, which we haven't got to yet. But dear God, I apologize.
Yeah. And
I'm sorry, everyone, for watching me shake my booty.
we
Amy, you got this.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was look, it was fun. It was that was a fun.
Was fun.
That was actually a fun couple of nights away.
And I think that if everyone can just keep that in mind, that this was purely a bit of fun. I am not saying I'm a dancer. Amy's a dancer. Me, no. So it was just a lot of fun. So yeah, apologies if you didn't find it good to watch, but thumbs up if you just thought it was a bit of fun.
Joe mentions that he is helping Sean with the Ducks Group Cruise next year, and see if they can get in touch with Kangaroo Bus Lines to help with a bus for a day. That's a good idea. They're a local provider. We see their buses around a bit. Rowan asks, in other cruise news, did we see that Spirit of Tassie is on its way overseas to get fitted out, ready for service? Yes, I did see that this week, and it's a short cruise, but it is a cruise or a Bass Strait crossing all the same. So we will maybe head down and try and go jump on board when it comes and do a quick review
Something
of that.
different.
A quick review of the overnight trip on that when it does come, because it'll be something different indeed.
100%.
Speaking of something different, before I don't know if I want to address this Buster Nut moves. That's one way to describe it, Ron. Joe, sorry. I've lost my thought.
Yeah, I have no idea where you were going.
Seeing that, I was going to actually ask, and unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to bring a photo up. But the photo or some photos from our cruise the other week, our Brisbane River cruise with Rob and Ellie.
Yeah, we went on the Great Gatsby party boat, I think it was called. We didn't get to, I think we touched on it in the last couple of weeks, but we didn't actually get to really talk about it. But I think Rob found it, didn't he?
Yeah, Rob found it and let us know. So
the four of us went on this party boat, and it was 3 levels. You know, we paid for the VIP, which we had our own sort of area, and we had the 360 cameras and stuff, which you may or may not have seen on our socials.
Socials we put out.
And then the next story up it was meant to be like the gaming type area, but there was literally 1 roulette and 1 poker table.
Yes.
So that was it. And it wasn't playing money. It wasn't actual money. You got given a voucher when you got on board. We didn't get near it because it was packed. And then the top floor was the dance floor. We've said that if we'd went alone, don't know how great it would have been, but having the 4 of us, it was great because we just got to catch up.
Yeah, it was.
But it was good getting dressed up in
it was nice
Gatsby
to get
attire
dressed, and sort of relive that but sort of P&O cruise night. So that was always fun. So anyway,
all right,
Joe, yes, I did, and I want to try and get out to I'll be tracking the new Airbus to see hopefully at some point it gets a diversion and ends up in Brisbane or not. We'll just have to keep an eye out for it when we're in Sydney. It's certainly interesting to see the fleet expansions going on with Qantas at the moment. Where am I going? Back up?
I think there was I just wanted to comment on that.
Okay. Joanna says the videos have helped with inspiration ideas. Glad that they've helped. So
glad.
Yeah, really awesome. We've actually, after I've done this Ovation video, I'm actually going to go back. I'm going to take a break from the cruises we did earlier this year. And we're going to put together some videos from that cruise again. So
it's a bit of a compilation, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got the sort of the couple of days we had in Hawaii before. the cruise. And then we want to do some deeper dive stuff on
Yeah.
some of the islands that we visited and
Yeah.
activities we did. So keep an eye out for those, Joanna, because we know that a lot of people are looking for those at the moment.
But thank you.
But yeah, glad that they've helped. That's why we share the videos the way we do. Okay.
All right. There's a few comments about the dance-off stuff. So.
Yeah, dance-off stuff is coming.
Yeah, there's a bunch in there. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that.
What do we say? Robin Alley said, we said the same about the Gatsby Guides. It was a great night because we had great company. Thanks for joining us now. Thank you for the invite, mate, Robin L. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
Really enjoyed just hanging out and catching up. Noni's friend has just finished a 3x7 back-to-back on Voyager from Athena to Barcelona. It was her first cruise and she loved it. She's now hooked and wants to book more. Well, that's interesting.
That's cool.
That's
3x7 days.
21 nights on a cruise ship.
Yeah,
I'd
be
love
hooked
that.
too.
Yeah. But what's really interesting is, Voyager is the ship that's coming to Brisbane this season for Royal.
Yeah, so we are actually on the first cruise in December, 13th of December.
Yep.
That it arrives here. So it's the 13th for 3 nights. And then we are actually back on doing New Year's.
Yep. So we'll be on her for New Year's. So it's good to know.
Yeah. All right. Is there any other comments you want to deal with before we maybe do the next discussion?
Joanna just says, she'd love to see the Hawaii content itself. So that's cool. We will get onto that. And Rowan says that probably our best ones are the Trans-Pacific ones. Thanks, Rowan. Appreciate that. It was...
it felt like it just went on and on and on.
Yeah, it was...
18 days of footage.
Yeah.
It was probably a bit much for some people.
It was indeed.
I'd be like, we're over you guys. Moving on.
This is probably a good segue.
Okay.
I think this is a good segue.
What am I missing?
Well, people creating cruise lines. Yeah, Clive's been talking about creating, Titanic 2 for years, right? It's been in the media. He's like, let's rebuild. I'm going to, bring back White Star Line and let's go. So yeah, I mean, I'd love, like, if somebody replicated Titanic, you'd have to go, right? Like, what an experience! And imagine doing that as the whole theme. Go back to that sort of time. Very elegant.
Sink.
Yeah, minus the.
Do you reckon they would do like the evacuation process of like, right, the alarms are going off. This is how you get in without the cruise actually sinking. Do you think it would be a interactive?
Well, no, maybe they could. but the thing is, right? So we've been, Rob and I, you've mentioned this before.
Mm-hmm.
Rob and I have late night conversations. This is Rob from Rob and Ali Cruise and Channel, guys. And lately we've been increasingly roping Amy into these sort of conversations and just crazy ideas.
And even Adrian.
And we teased this with Adrian last week. Adrian, the cruise and travel guy last week.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the chat, once we'd wrapped up the actual live stream, we've been talking about what would a cruise line look like? What would an Australian cruise line look like? What would the price points be? How do you acquire a cruise ship? How do you find the fun? All these just like crazy late night conversations. It's been a bit of a rambling conversation over a couple of weeks now. Amy's just commented there, fantasy world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fantasy world kind of stuff. You never know. It could become a reality. I'd love for it to, but I doubt it will. But anyway, we are toying with doing a new... No.
Sure, Rob. I believe you.
Yeah. Rob says no alcohol was involved whatsoever. And Amy says the details and research was insane. See? Rob's, which only backs up Rob's comment. Details and research was insane. There was no alcohol involved. That's a saying VB package. So guys, look, what it's given us an idea to do is this. We're toying with the idea of over a couple of weeks, or probably more than a few couple of weeks, putting together a fantasy cruise line series where every week we would survey you through our Facebooks and our Instagrams and whatever methodology it is, and together, with Rob and Ali and whether it's Adrian or Amy or those guys as well from Cruise Fam and stuff, get involved, and as a community we would kind of do a fantasy cruise line and build it up and then have a product at the end, as a kind of concept. So what do you think? Let us know in the comments. Would you be keen to kind of get in? Whoops, I broke something. There we go. So what do you think? Would you guys be interested in participating and getting involved in something like that?
I think, I'm on the outside. These conversations that Matt's talking about, these late night conversations, does not include me. So I'm going to sit on the outside here a little bit.
You go to bed so early.
I've got to get up at 5 a.m. So that's why. But to me, it's it would be everybody, correct me if I'm wrong here, but it would be everybody giving the best part of a cruise that means to them, what means the most to them. Whether it's, certain thing that's in the spa, a certain drink that's in the bar, a certain thing in a bedroom, in a cabin, is that kind of what your meaning is, getting people's opinions on what they would like? Sorry, you're trying to shut me up.
No, I'm not. I'm just showing Amy's trying to back out of this. She's only lightly involved. No, but yeah, you're right, Deb. That's very much what we've been looking at is what would make it first and foremost, what would make a cruise line viable in Australia? What markets are missing? What are the opportunities? This is where kind of the background conversations, they're missing all these opportunities, and Adrian does a great job at covering a lot of this in his videos, talking about the missed opportunities for regional cruising and places like Melbourne and Fremantle, and the loss of cruising in those places.
Yeah. So what destinations maybe that people want to attend?
So
as well?
it would be destinations. Okay. We would look to, we will probably use some AI to assist us in developing the different prompts for this, and come up with some branding, some price points, and have some fun with it. So yeah, guys, and I'm seeing plenty of comments in the chat already. Linda says she's keen for the fantasy cruise line. Joe's keen. We've got Rowan suggesting dress up nights already. So typical Aussie clothing outback.
Yeah.
Thongs, singlets, hats. You could possibly do something like that. Tony's involved.
Awesome.
Yeah. The Fair Dinkum package. I
love
that. Yes. Joe, I agree. Amy can be.
It's all on you, Amy, apparently.
Noni says a smoke-free cruise. Rob's acknowledging that the cruise director herself is trying to back out of this already.
Yeah, we're putting Amy as the cruise director.
Yeah, the cruise director and head of, all that. So, uniquely Australian cruises. A good thing for Australia is a round coast tour, potentially. And so that's, Joe, that's actually a really good point. One of the things we would look at in this is because you'd want to look at, is it viable and how is it viable? What's the size of the ship? Because Australia has so many unique destinations, but not a lot of them can handle big ships. Pretty much nowhere can handle the really big ships. Brisbane's the only one that can currently handle Oasis class, if they were to ever come here. So you've got to consider tendering in a lot of cases. So yeah, we would look at that. Like, is it big or is it small? Is it going back to something like a the old Pacific Dawn size, or even maybe a bit
The
smaller than
Sun.
that, or Sun. So maybe that 1,000 to 1,600 passenger capacity, that could be a consideration.
Yeah.
So there's a whole range of different things we would consider.
Yeah,
Patrick
I
raises a
agree.
good point.
We get this comment so much from people saying that they're so disappointed, that the theme cruises are disappearing. So yeah, I agree though. They are fantastic.
That's it. So yeah, and Linda mentions that as well.
Yep. 100%.
Again, Amy was out busy working apparently while Rob and I were building an empire.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm just not included in the chat.
Apparently,
Ali and I don't matter in that chat.
No, you do. I was consulting with you, and Rob was consulting in Al in the background too. There's plenty going on there. Veronica says, we need cruises with Australian culture, not American culture. I wouldn't cruise anywhere if we had a cruise line with Aussie culture. Really good point and really good feedback. So Joe mentioned barmaids in bikinis for men and bartenders in budgie smugglers for the ladies. Maybe that could
Is
go
that
up.
Virgin?
Yeah, that's a Virgin cruise.
Isn't that a Virgin cruise?
Yeah, maybe.
But in this fantasy cruise land, if that's what people want,
we could put it forward.
There could be a certain bar that provided that.
Maybe that's what the equivalent of like the Byron Beach Club has or something.
You could just have a private.
But again, so guys, I guess the way we would probably run this series, if we do it, and we're just trying to work out some logistics, is suggestions. All these different types of suggestions we would put out to a vote. And then what we would do is, or some sort of survey, and each week there'd be a different survey, different ideas, and then we would kind of work on incorporating those into the plan, and we'd feed them in from week to week. I'm
loving all these suggestions. Like, this is fantastic, guys.
Yeah, like things like visits to more locations in the South Pacific. How would you go with getting crew to work on board, just Aussies only, or would it be what we currently have, not being racist, just asking a valid question? Rowan, again, that's all those sorts of things. So I think, again, we're looking at how we would do this. And I think, Rob and I are trying to work through how you would do it. But we would probably set guidelines for each week. We would look at costs. We would, use some AI and some, our different industry experiences and knowledge and things to do rough calculations and work things out. The reality is, though, even if the cruise line is Australian based, the flag isn't necessarily, the ship isn't necessarily flagged Australian. So you could have overseas people working on board. But yeah, we will find that out.
I love the tea ladies comment.
Tea ladies would like a
so
kettle
cute.
and nice teacups.
Obviously, you can get a kettle in a lot of ships, but having the nice teacup, I think that's cute.
I like that idea. So, so Sean from Down Under Cruises is here. He's popped in for a little while. Yep. So yeah, look, we would. Joe, I agree. Sean needs to go and get ready for his live coming up at 8:00 because he particularly now that he's dropped that image of him in a budgie smuggler. Rob says, have to say that part of Brisbane Lions merchandise includes some branded budgie smugglers. Oh dear.
So does that mean that you, Rob, and Matt are going to put branded budgie smugglers on?
For the fantasy cruise line? No, I'm not doing it. We want to increase our subscriber numbers, not decrease them. Speaking of subscriber numbers, guys, we need you to do a favor for these people who are on the screen now, Rob and Al here. They are approaching 10,000 subscribers. They're not quite there yet, but we really want to see them get there. Yeah. So please make sure you are sharing their channel with all your friends and family. I'm just diverting for a moment.
No,
Make sure
that's cool.
you share Rob and Al's channel
They
with your
support
friends and
us,
family.
so we're going to support them right back.
Please get them all subscribing, because we do really want to see them hit that 10,000 in the not too distant future.
And we might get there in a couple of years.
Yeah, we'll be there in a few years. So that's all right. It'll take some time. So Noni Rose is saying sachets of Milo in the cabins with the kettles. Yes.
Ooh.
Rob, we need to put that on the list, mate. That's a great one.
Yeah, no, that's a big one. Hot chocolates.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm a hot chocolate fan. I almost never, like, maybe once in a blue moon, have a coffee nowadays. It's Milo for me all the way, or hot chocolate. So I love that. All right, guys, thank you very much. That's been a lot of fun having a chat about that. What else have we got? Have we got anything else?
I'm just going to go with So next cruise is
Oh yeah, you want
August.
to talk about the next cruise?
Yeah.
Talk about what we've booked this week.
Yeah, so our next cruise is the 30th of August.
Something about that weekend cruise.
So we're doing the 80s cruise. I think Rob and Al are on it as well. I have a feeling there's somebody else on it that is potentially in this. Sarah's on it.
Sarah from I Love Cruising.
Yeah. So we've got that one. But in the last 24 hours, as we said earlier, we have booked our 26, 27 New Year's cruise. So oh my God.
Ow. Ow.
Stop. Oh my God. That's my woman right there.
Oh, that image.
Anyway.
Yes. So 80s cruise at the end of August.
Yeah. So anyway, we have, I was going back to the New Year's cruises. So we've now just got a bit of a pattern of doing New Year's cruising. So we did have a few options for 26, 27. But we have landed with doing Carnival Encounter, which Rob and Al are on as well for 26, 27. But
I think. Are they? I don't know if they've booked yet.
Oh, haven't they?
No.
Okay. I might have just done that without them. Anyway, no, but this year, yeah, we've got the 80s cruise in August. We've got Anthem in October, Voyager in December 13th, and then Voyager for New Year's.
Yeah, this year.
Yes, that's our this year one. And then we've got the Australia Day one, and then nothing until the New Year's at the moment. So lots of options open for us.
Yeah, so Joe's just asking for clarity. Yeah, so Joe, 25, 26 New Year's
Voyager.
is on Voyager, and 26, 27 New Year's will be on
Carnival Encounter. Yeah. So yeah, look, gosh, we toyed that one back and forth, didn't we?
Yeah, there were quite a few options on the table for New Year's next year. We actually almost got to the point. It was analysis paralysis, and we almost didn't book a cruise we almost went, nah, stuff it.
Yeah.
We're not doing a New Year's cruise for 26, 27.
We did. Because the prices are just so high.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually ridiculous.
Yeah.
These, and we're noticing, such an increase in prices for all cruise lines at the moment, aren't we?
We are indeed. But my suggestion is that a lot of the other cruise lines are probably holding out, letting Carnival do the hard work at raising prices, through scarcity and then they'll get everyone adjusted and accustomed to a new higher price point, and then they'll start to come into the market.
Rob and Al.
What's that? Oh, they are confirmed.
So they are confirmed.
Yep, there you go.
Actually, did we end up booking the back-to-back?
Not yet.
No, okay. I think we're looking at the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So we are. That's right. Do any cruise lines still do limbo or crew volleyball?
Yes.
I miss the old days.
Yes.
We saw limbo not long ago.
Literally on
it was
Carnival Encounter.
Yeah.
They were doing limbo.
Yeah.
Volleyball, not so sure. I'm trying to remember. I know on Royal they do volleyball, but I don't know about Carnival. I don't know if you were asking. Sorry. Oh, you didn't ask. Yeah. So on Royal, definitely they do volleyball because I know Noah gets
Yeah, they do
right into it.
They do the volleyball in the Seaplex.
Yes.
Yeah.
On the Quantum class ships, that is.
They do.
We're looking forward to being on Voyager to find out what they do. Because, it's not Quantum class.
Yeah. And Rob says they did volleyball on Celebrity as well. Just a quick shout out to Mega Holstar here for the super chat. Very much appreciated. Thank you very much. And a question about coffee. So how much are real coffees on Encounter, or is there a package? No packages now for coffees on.
Only if you're buying the deluxe.
The deluxe.
I can't think of the wording, but whatever the higher end package is, and there's no coffee cards. There's only coffee cards on Royal that we know of. And I'm not sure about other cruise lines. But I think off memory, you were looking at very, very normal pricing, about that $5 for a coffee. Very much like normal cafe prices.
Yeah, so I think they were about $4.
Small, large.
Yeah. So around that $4.50 to $5 for the coffees, depending on the size. And like if you were having lactose-free milks or that sort of thing, or soy milks or whatever. So, and Rob's just providing the clarity there as well. The coffee isn't included. It's only the juices and soft drink in the. I was just pulling it up to get that because I didn't think that was correct.
Okay. I get confused when you travel on multiple different.
Or because of
companies.
The change too, we haven't really done that yet. So, the top package, that Cheers package, doesn't include any of those things. I've just got it in front of me here, so very difficult.
All right.
So there are no packages, Mega Holster, sorry, but they do.
No, but there is
about that $4.50 to $5.
Yeah, but in certain rooms. So when you start to go to suites, they do provide a coffee machine.
Yeah, they have the Nespresso coffee pods.
So that is a potential option. Yeah.
So if you've got, I think, like the Byron mini suites and above, Ocean Suites, Byron Ocean Suites and above, they have the coffee machines in them on Encounter.
Whether that's worth the expense of going up to a Byron Beach?
Up to you. Depends on how much coffee you drink a day, I guess.
This is true. All right. I think we're just going to try and get through some of these comments before we wrap up.
Yep. So Joe's heading off to Sean from Down Under Cruises live stream. Katrina says, talking about fantasy cruise, I wrote a short story which I published on Kindle called Sail Away, which is based on a fantasy cruise. Think of 50 Shades of Grey on a ship.
Tina, I am so intrigued.
Katrina, send us a link to that. Send us a DM with the link and we will share it.
That's really cool.
We will share that.
So that's a Virgin fantasy ship.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like a Virgin style cruise.
I'm so keen to read that.
We got Byron Beach Club to get the coffee machine in our room, Patrick. Yes, and on our New Year's cruise next year on Encounter, we've got a Byron Beach suite and we'll have the coffee as well.
But we have done that purely because I cannot go through again having a bunk above our bed.
You'll see this in some upcoming videos from when we were on Encounter at Easter time and we're on there with Rob and Ali, but we had Noah in our room and Deb really didn't cope. I offered to swap sides of the bed and all that sort of thing, but
we don't do that.
Yeah, it didn't.
We've got one side or another. But no, his headphones fell off the bed onto my head in the middle of the night. Nope.
So we're
not doing that one again.
If we go on Encounter with Noah in the future, it's mini suite or above, apparently. Otherwise, we just leave him behind. Fend for himself.
Poor Noah.
Fend off the grandparents and the pinching of the cheeks.
He's bigger than them.
I know.
Now.
And they still try to do it. On Encounter Adventure, they are doing Carnival production, or did they continue the same P&L lines? So at this stage, it is still the like musicology and that sort of thing that at this stage. We'll see if it changes if they bring new sets on maybe after the ships start going into dry dock, but at this stage no change. Waiting to see what your experience on Voyage of the Seas on books in March next year. We will let you know indeed. Rowan takes Nescafe sachets to make up in the room.
Not a bad option.
Anyone on the island cruise at the end of September encounter from Brisbane? I'll be on board. Mega Holstar.
Not
don't
us,
know.
unfortunately.
We won't be, but yeah, guys, shout out in the comments to Mega Holstar if you will be on board going to the islands in September. John Hill's been saying for a while that they're going to revamp the drinks packages for Australia. In the US, the cheese package does include coffee. Would be good to see it here. Yeah, and the same. It would be. One can only hope. Who knows what's going to happen with Carnival? Which is probably a really good point. Let's get on to it really quickly, guys, and that is John Hill. We know that a lot of people are still not happy with the whole Carnival rewards versus loyalty fiasco. But seriously, the commentary and the crass nature of the comments on John Heald's posts, the impact that it is clearly having on him, and you can see it in some of the videos and in some of the comments that he has been putting up. People have got to back off.
Yeah.
He's
just delivering.
He's delivering the message.
The message. That's it. He is not a Carnival person that is literally making these decisions. He's just giving you guys the information.
Yep.
So we personally would just say, be kind. But it goes with any of us. Be kind. We're all just normal people. We're not the ones making these decisions.
We do these things, like we get onto YouTube, John's doing what he does, and we've even in our group of Australian content, cruise content creators, there's been some comments that have been getting shared around that some of us have received on different things in recent days, and it's pretty shocking out there. So, if you see it, and we know 99.9% of the people out there will, if they don't like, if you don't like a video we've produced, or if you don't like one that Adrian's produced, or Amy, or anyone, Rob and Al, whoever, anyone, you just scroll on. But there are people out there that actually get quite nasty about it. So to all those people that are providing support and provide those
constructive,
the ones that provide the private messages and the support to all of us, thank you very much, because it does keep us going. We do this because we love it. We don't have to do this. This is fun for us all. We do it because it's a hobby. We do it because we want to help. And
we do it because we actually get time to spend together.
You and I do it because we get to spend time together. And this is one of the longest chats we have together every week, is this hour, particularly at this time of the year when you're just flat out crazy in your industry. So yeah, like, bit of love for everyone would go a long way. And even Amy says, I love the beautiful message of support after my trolls. Yeah, and that's exactly it. You've had a few trolls in the last week, Amy. So
yeah, look, we all get them. It doesn't matter who we are. You can be the most loved person on here, but you're always going to get trolls. So we all stick together. Let's just keep everything nice and positive. Feedback is okay if you don't agree with something. 100% we're going to acknowledge that. But anyway, let's wrap this up. It's 8:00.
Yep. And another good example is Ilana from Life World Cruise gets a lot of nasty comments, and she's called some of that out recently too.
Yeah, it's not okay.
Yeah, Rob.
Yep.
We probably do chat more, but she goes to bed so early, mate, and you're up until 2 a.m. with me while we're both editing. So
we've got a massive bromance happening right here.
We are going to sign off. We're going to let you go and join the Down Under Cruises live stream now. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thanks, guys.
Stay tuned. We will bring updates very soon on the merch stuff and on the Fantasy Cruise series once we get all that together.
and then we'll put in what we're going to be discussing next week.
Yes, we will. So stay tuned for all of that. The next video that will be dropping from us is our day in Eden, which tonight after this live stream, Deb doesn't know this, but she's going to be helping do a bit of a voiceover for that video.
Oh.
We'll see you next week, guys. Have a great night.
Good night, guys.